Day 2 of his Bengal visit, Prime Minister Modi was seen exploring his spiritual side. The Prime Minister was seen offering prayers at Dakshineshwar Temple in Kolkata, and the next stopover was Belur Math, the headquarters of Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. He was greeted by the priests at the temple to guide him through the Math courtyard. Modi spent about 30 minutes at Belur Math, during which he visited Swami Vivekananda's room, which was specially opened for him. Modi was then guided to the Sardha temple on the banks of river Hooghly. Lastly, the Prime Minister was seen offering prayers at Swamiji's temple. At the end of his temple visit, Modi was gifted a shawl by the temple authorities, and post this, Modi is scheduled to leave for Burdwan district, where he'll be inaugurating the SAIL steel plant. He will likely address a rally later in the evening today. These are live shots that you can see on your television screens. The Prime Minister was at Belur Math this morning. He spent about 30 minutes inside the Math premises. He also went to the room of Swami Vivekananda and saw his belongings there. We understand that the Prime Minister got emotional when he reached Swami Vivekananda's room and saw his belongings. And before going to Belur Math, the Prime Minister also went to the Dakshineshwar Kali Temple, again in Kolkata, and he offered prayers there as well. Now, after these two events this morning, where he was exploring his spiritual side, the Prime Minister will be headed to Burdwan, where he is set to inaugurate a steel plant. He'll once again be sharing the stage with Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. Both of them seem to be sharing a sort of an easy relationship at the moment, with the Prime Minister offering a number of funds to the state. He also thanked the Chief Minister for her support over the Teesta issue. These, of course, are visuals from the Belur Math, where he was guided inside the premises, taken around the place for around 30 minutes this morning. Well, the last stop, as we were pointing out in Modi's visit, is Burdwan district's Burnpur, where he'll inaugurate the 18,000 crore rupees modernized Indian Iron and Steel Company plant. In fact, the West Bengal Chief Minister is scheduled to meet the Prime Minister again in Burnpur today during the inauguration of the plant. The Prime Minister will also hold a rally in Asansol. West Bengal is slated to hold assembly polls next year, and the BJP hopes to pitch itself as a major player in the state. All right, so the Prime Minister's visit this morning to the Dakshineshwar Kali Temple and then to Belur Math are now almost over. He's now heading in a short while for Burnpur, where he's set to inaugurate a plant. This is in Burdwan district, and he'll yet again be sharing the stage with Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. This morning, he spent the major part of his morning exploring his spiritual side, interacting with the divine. He went to the Dakshineshwar Kali Temple, where he offered prayers, after which he went to Belur Math. He was taken around the premises for around 30 minutes. He also went to the room of Swami Vivekananda. He saw his belongings and he got emotional, is what we understand from the reports that are coming in. In fact, this room of Swami Vivekananda is opened only at request, and the Prime Minister had placed that particular request for the room to be opened, and that's how he could visit Swami Vivekananda's room. Manogya Loiwal is now joining us. She'll help us understand the political message that is being sent out at the moment by the Prime Minister in West Bengal. Manogya, West Bengal is an important state for the BJP. They've been trying to make inroads now. With the kind of equation we've seen with Mamata Banerjee and the Prime Minister, because they were some sort of competitors in the state, are we seeing that easing out a bit with the Prime Minister offering some funds for West Bengal? Manogya seem to have lost the link over there with you. You're back with us. Manogya, help us understand the political implications of this visit. Earlier on, the Prime Minister and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee did not share a very good equation politically because they were competitors in the state of West Bengal, with the BJP trying to make inroads there. But with the Prime Minister now offering more funds for the state, is the relationship and is that the perception that it's easing out a bit?
Well, absolutely. Change is the only constant as far as politics is concerned, and this is perhaps one classic example where Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had said that he would drag him with a rope and would not allow him to enter the West Bengal. But now, after being sworn in as the Prime Minister, she met him last month in Delhi, and now when he's arrived here, she was there greeting him with a bouquet of yellow flowers, and then of course expressing gratitude for being in the city. And besides that, we also perceive that it's not just about the political implications, but also the changing rapport that they share now. Given the fact that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had been extremely vocal and against Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but now with more and more terms and conditions being satisfied as far as the support of the land boundary agreement bill in Delhi is concerned, and of course the Rajya Sabha MP supporting Narendra Modi, this of course seems to be a change in the perception, and of course a diabolical change, I would say, as far as the change in the equation of Chief Minister and Prime Minister is concerned. But when it comes to politics, they have said that they would keep politics aside but would go ahead for the development of the state. Okay. And that's the reason why both of them were on the same page and on the same platform too.
Manogya, give us a sense of what the Prime Minister did at the Belur Math.
Well, it was his tryst with spirituality today. He ensured that he spent more than half an hour at Belur Math, the Karma Bhumi of Vivekananda, the place where his spiritual guru Vivekananda had been for several years. Now, this is the headquarters of the worldwide Ramakrishna mission that is established across the country and of course across the world. But with Narendra Modi, who himself once in lifetime wanted to become a brahmachari and live a life of a monk, he himself arrived here around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and he spent more than 45 minutes here. This would itself give you an idea that he did meditate in the room that was open for him, that was Vivekananda's room, where he spent more than around 10 to 15 minutes. He also ensured to have a cup of tea, and then he also expressed that he wanted to click a pic with all the brahmacharis there. So perhaps one of those Kodak moments for all those people who had gathered here, which is a rare moment for Belur Math too.
Manogya Loiwal, many thanks for getting us all those details. Manogya tracking the Prime Minister's events there presently at the Belur Math. Let's move on now. In fact, on the first day of the tour, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee handed over a 4-page letter to the Prime Minister asking for the centre's help for development projects in the state. The two leaders had an hour-long meeting at the Raj Bhavan in Kolkata. The Prime Minister also thanked the Chief Minister for her support on the Teesta issue. He promised her full funds and more funds rather for the state. Earlier on Saturday evening, the Prime Minister launched 3 mega social security schemes related to insurance and pension sector. After the function, the Prime Minister paid a visit to his spiritual guru, Swami Atmasthanand Maharaj of Ramakrishna Mission.